Hey guys, everyone's back here. I'm Samuel.
I'm Rose.
I'm Nikki.
And we are here with a new reaction series called The Mandalorian. It's actually the second season because we did see season 1 before starting the reaction channel. I've seen every episode except for the last episode, and we're here to now post it up for you guys. I'm very excited to see this. I know you guys are going to enjoy this.
Yeah, we love season 1.
We love season 1. Do you guys have anything that you're looking forward to seeing before we get into it?
Everything.
Yeah.
Baby Yoda.
Yeah. He was so cute.
Last season ended off with Moff Gideon coming out of this crashed starfighter with the Darksaber. I'm kind of with Blind Wave Eric, where I'm not a huge fan of the Darksaber, but it's cool enough for live action. It actually looks better in live action than I think it kind of looked in animation series.
In the Clone Wars series.
Yeah. And so now that we know Moff Gideon is still alive, so he's going to still be a problem.
Yeah.
We don't really know where we're going with Yoda. I mean, not Yoda, Baby Yoda or any of that. So I guess we're just got to get right into it. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
All right. Guys, if you like what you see, please leave a like. It helps the channel immensely. We're growing rather rapidly. Leave a comment if you missed anything. And we'll see you guys after the episode. Bye-bye. Wielded by the founder, uniter of the Mandalorian clans. He was the first Jedi Mandalorian. The only one, actually.
That's what it wasn't. That what it was last
like that.
season. It looked like it stayed. I was like, what?
Hey, look,
Orcs.
Gamorreans.
Those are orcs.
We saw them in the original Star Wars movies.
But why are they so green?
They're pigs. They're not all green though. No. It's like the shielding.
Baby Yoda.
Yeah. Okay, never mind. We're sitting to watch.
I know this is no place for a child. Wherever I go, he goes. Yes, so I've heard. I've been quested to bring him to his kind. If I can locate other Mandalorians, they can help guide me. I'm told you know where to find them. It's uncool to talk business immediately. Just enjoy the entertainment. He's gonna die within the next minute and a half. And all you have to put up in exchange is your shiny Beskar armor. I'm prepared to pay you for the information. I'm not leaving my fate up to chance. Nor am I.
Dude.
Wow. Oh gosh.
You didn't have to kill the other fighter to do that. He's like, I'm gonna do it myself.
Oof.
The armor.
Right?
It's not working, guys. Come on.
It's
He keeps doing that.
He's the definition of insanity much?
ooh, fire blade.
Ooh. Right in the nip. He looks so snubby. Oh.
Oh dear. My goodness.
He's not a good guy, but he's not a bad guy.
Anti-hero. Oh, that girl again.
Yeah. I was gonna say, weren't we on Tatooine before last season?
Yeah, that's why he was shocked. I both hate and love those things.
Little thing has had me worried sick. Come here, you little womp rat. Looks like it remembers me. How much do you want for it? Just kidding, but not really. You know, if this thing ever divides or buds, I will gladly pay for the offspring. Hey! Oh, jeez.
The audio's a little weird.
Yeah.
It's like
it's like it's in a bubble.
Yeah, it's like here, it's the music's so loud and close, but then it sounds like they're far away.
Yeah.
When they're speaking.
I wonder if that's because we're casting on the computer though.
I doubt it. I do like that they show you can be friends with those guys.
Yeah.
Because in a lot of the media, they'd always be hostile. Because in the original movie, they were hostile, so they're always hostile. But then no, there's a lore and there's a reason behind why they're hostile.
Can I help you?
I'm looking for a Mandalorian.
Well, we don't get many visitors in these parts. Can you describe him?
Someone who looks like me.
You mean the Marshal?
Your Marshal wears Mandalorian armor?
Huh? See for yourself.
Ooh. You recognize that? I mean, I doubt you would, but that's Boba Fett's armor.
What brings you here, stranger?
I doubt it's actually him. How's he gonna drink it?
Why don't you join me for a drink?
Blue milk.
Nah, it's some kind of alcohol. Ooh, took it off.
Took it off.
I've never met a real Mandalorian. Heard stories. I know you're good at killing. And probably none too happy to see me wearing this hardware. So, I figure only one of us walking out of here. But then I see the little guy. And I think
This is Splatoon.
maybe I picked you wrong.
Who are you?
I'm Cobb Vanth, Marshal of Mos Pelgo.
Where did you get the armor?
Bought off some Jawas.
Hand it over.
Look, pal, I'm sure you call the shots where you come from, but round here, I'm the one who tells folks what to do.
Take it off. Or I will.
We gonna do this in front of the kid?
The kid's used to it. He's seen worse.
Right here, then?
Right here.
Everybody is gonna pull out again. Everybody meaning both of them.
I mean, I don't think it can actually hurt the Mandalorian guy unless you shoot him in the neck. It's like,
1 second, please. On hold, please. Or maybe it's like an elephant where it has a specific path. And it stops. This thing? And a whole lot of
yeah,
sand.
let's say that's a
Ugh.
massive amount of sand in there.
Oh, he's in the Splatoon. No.
Ew. Maybe it's been dry since no one's used it.
So they're smart enough to not come out of the ship. That's literally just an engine with a seat strapped on.
Wow. He really.
That's one reason I love Star Wars. There's just so many parts of it that it just tech has gotten so high and then declined that it's just everywhere and just all these different crazy things.
Like even like low tier tech is still
Insane.
Dim. Power hates a vacuum, and most Pelgo became a slave camp overnight.
That makes no sense.
Why
If you're
would-
gonna enslave them, don't kill them. They can't work for you if they're dead.
That actually does make sense. Why did they start killing everybody? Shows.
Showers.
If you remember from the movies, Boba Fett was eaten alive by Sarlacc pit. Once his jetpack was hit, it broke and he shot him into his mouth of it. Makes sense that they had it if the Sarlacc pit ate him.
Yeah.
Doesn't quite fit him, but
Right?
Yeah.
It's so funny. It looks like a high school boy in costume,
yeah,
right?
because Boba was a bit wider. They've been drinking.
Wow, really? Oh, okay.
And
So that was not even one.
They weren't ready. Oh, that's a lot. Oh, delete. Forgot this part. We never got to see it in the movies.
Nice. Okay. It's like, what?
They speak.
This is the speak big. Oh, it's their pets. Oh, I see.
Maybe they recognized the language.
Is he pushing his teeth?
That's what that thing is for.
Oh, that's for some reason that's kind of cute.
That's also the weapon they use.
They just brush their animals' teeth. Huh? It's like.
It's like spores.
Yeah.
What am I supposed
Like
to do
he
with
cracked open a can of beer.
this? It stinks.
Do you want their help?
How did I have to drink this?
Says your people steal their water. Now you insult them by not drinking it. They know about most Pelgo. They know how many sand people you killed.
They raided our village. I defended the town.
Lower your voice.
This was a bad idea.
You're agitating them.
These monsters can't be reasoned with. Sit back down before I put a hole through you. I'm not gonna say
What are you telling me?
The same thing I'm telling you. If we fight amongst ourselves, the monster will kill us all.
I mean, I would have said the man's an idiot, excuse him.
We kill it.
There's a lot of bad blood on both sides.
Yeah.
It's like both of them have killed lots of each other's friends and families. It's hard for them.
yeah. I mean, that guy should probably leave.
I was wondering when he was going to. Is he gonna make it out of there alive? Oh, don't fall. Oh, it went for him instead of the. Oh my gosh. I like how they all like. Oh, it didn't look like they were actually upset
They
that
might
their
be
friend
open to some
died.
fresh ideas.
Either it's killing for sport now, or maybe it's because he was running and making more vibrations than the Vanta.
What are the bones?
I like how the leaders of all this are way back there.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out why everybody decides to stand like directly in front of its back.
Yeah, I feel like everything's built a little too closely.
Yeah.
They should have things like listed on the side to hold it as well. Definitely won't get charged over. Did it get any?
It's pulling back.
Eric, it's going back in.
Oh dear. Let go! Guys! You don't have to be that determined! Let go!
It's retreating.
Let's get after them.
What's your obsession with womp rats?
No, but everyone tapped to in his one. Finally.
Right?
Your turn?
That's so cool. Anger. Like, why?
You don't have that detonator?
Take it. What's the plan?
We're gonna take care of the child.
What are you gonna do?
I don't know. Wish me luck.
That's literally what got Boba Fett feels. No. Oh, you're shocking. Oof.
Nice.
Whoa, now that's a proper explosion.
Doesn't make much sense, but okay.
I mean, the acid probably couldn't. Yeah, you could see the acids on him a little bit. He couldn't get through. I mean, you think you could get through those?
Yeah!
So it's good and cheery. I think the bathroom's probably going to be louder than
Uh-oh.
Got a pearl!
Is that what they wanted?
Yeah.
Got a pearl!
Great dragons have a pearl. For some reason.
It's, well, the sand. They're constantly eating the sand. Got it. Who?
Boba Fett.
What?
Oh, it's the
What?
Mando!
Boba Fett.
What?
That's Boba Fett.
What? What? What?
Alright, so starting from the top, Mando is searching for other Mandalorians so that he can connect to the covert network that he calls it. He said the covert network.
Oh, that's what he called it?
Yeah, so he can use their information to find the Jedi.
Right.
Okay.
So,
I find it so weird that, like, places like Tatooine... Well, I guess this is after Death Star stuff, so there's, like, no Jedi, next to no Jedi.
yeah. What do you find weird? What are you saying?
Because this... Before, it was, like... I thought this was, like, pre-Death Star stuff, in which case there would be, like, almost whole planets dedicated to Jedi stuff and Jedi temples, and I'm like, Tatooine is, like, a hub for a lot of people.
Oh, no. Tatooine is a backwater planet. I think
Yeah,
you may be thinking of another planet. Tatooine has always been low population, and even pre-Death Star, there wouldn't be Jedi places. There would be... Because remember, there's a Republic with the Jedi, and then Empire starts with the Declaration of Empire, but it takes 30 years for the next movie to come. Like, it's a 30-year time period, and then the original movie where Luke Skywalker is.
Okay.
Because it's in that 30-year time period that even though the Galactic Empire has been declared, there's a lot of Senate and government things going on.
Yeah.
And the Emperor can't really be the Emperor, which is why he builds the Death Star, because he wants to get rid of the Senate, which would essentially start a war. Because even though there's some planets that never really like the Empire idea.
Yeah.
And so he builds a Death Star to be like, we have controlled everything already, but if you want to see your planets, we'll blow it up and that'll be it. So it's the ultimate you stay in the Empire kind of thing.
Yeah.
which is why when it blows up, the rebellion like spikes in size, and then there's a real war between the two factions when the second Death Star comes. But Tatooine, the most populated place I think is Mos Eisley, which is the one we saw Luke occasionally visited. Not occasionally visited. He went there with Obi-Wan, and that's where we saw the cantina. That's where we first saw him ignite lightsabers and stuff like that.
Okay.
But yeah, this was like a backwater city on a backwater planet. So there's like 20 people living there in the city.
Right.
And some people don't even know, where it is, that it exists.
Yeah,
it's not on a map.
It's on an old map, but most people don't even think it's really there. They said it's supposed to be there, but there's nothing there on a map. Which to me, I don't get it. Why those miners started shooting up the people that wanted to enslave? That made no sense to
I'm
me.
gonna take you hostage. Bang! Doesn't work that way.
They wanted to enslave the town, so they started by killing everybody. I guess maybe they were like killing the healthy fighting male population. Maybe.
What I don't get is that this is supposed to be a backwater planet, right? But the miners came in and killed a bunch of people, and then the Tuskens came in and he said they killed 12 people.
Yeah, that's.
I'm like, how many people do you have?
That's
There's like 5 houses.
It looked like a one-row city town, and it looked like maybe it could have like 30 people max if like every house is packed with a family.
Yeah.
And then they said last year they killed 6 people. It's like, so every single family lost somebody. But yeah. And the Tuskens don't even seem that populated either.
No.
Even though they're probably bigger tribes out there. It looks like the Tuskens were the majority there in the fighting. Maybe 20, 30 of them.
Yeah. Speaking of the Tuskens, none of the humans died. Just all of the Tuskens just kept getting got.
So many of them
I'm
got
just like,
a couple when it was on the mountain and shot on the acid, there was a couple humans with the Tuskens. But yeah, I'd say it was like 6 Tuskens died to humans.
Yeah.
Which for the humans and Tuskens, that's both devastating numbers.
Yeah.
I know how they can celebrate after that. Like, all right.
It's kind of like the Tuskens are more expendable to themselves. But to themselves, though.
I was thinking it's just like in show writing, because like when you write, because the Tuskens literally don't have a face, so they don't attach to anybody.
Don't get attached to them.
Right.
It's why they willingly killed off so many stormtroopers. It's why they'll show the droids get slaughtered in waves, or even clones, because you don't really see them. The armor. So Mando has that whole thing of never taking off the helmet.
Yeah.
And that was immediately the moment when he took off the helmet. It's like,
he knew you're not a Mandalorian.
Now, the thing about that is, as far as I think they kind of touched on it in the next few episodes, so I think I'll just leave that one alone. But for Cobb, he was kind of okay with it, because he it wasn't like he just took it as some armor and took it for granted. No, as far as he's concerned, this armor saved his life, and it took him a lot to get it, and he was using it to protect his town. So even though he still wanted it back, he was like, okay, it's okay for you to use it so far. But he was willing to kill him for that armor.
Yeah, that's true.
And he didn't even ask him why he had the armor. He didn't ask how he got the armor. No, give me the armor.
Give me the armor or else.
And something I noticed, and I really like, not a lot of shows or media and Star Wars touch on it. Sometimes they touch on it for villains. After the Empire fell, was such a year of chaos for a lot of people. Like, we see it here because Star Wars movies do it like 30-year jumps. Like, there was the Republic, and 30 years there's the Empire, and 30 years there's the new trilogy with Rey.
Yeah.
So it does those 30-year jumps, but it never really shows what happens as an effect of the Empire rising or falling. And a result of the Empire falling would be a general loss of centralized command. If they said, okay, the Tatooine fell into chaos after the Empire has to leave because the Death Star blew up because they need consolidated forces,
especially,
and it managed to start killing everybody.
Especially since in in the prequels, you saw that there were a lot of clone troopers on Tatooine.
In the prequels?
Yeah, in the
which one?
In the prequels and the original.
Clone troopers.
Yeah.
I know in the original we saw stormtroopers on Tatooine, but I don't know if we ever saw clone troopers on Tatooine though. I remember the stormtroopers. Stormtroopers, yeah. And the stormtroopers, they were in Mos Eisley as well, which was the main hub for Tatooine.
Where Anakin's from.
Yeah. And we saw in the last season they had like some stormtrooper helmets on sticks in last season on the outside of it. So I do like the idea of, even though the Empire was evil, you would absolutely have loyalists of Look what happened once it fell, though.
Yeah.
We got towns killing themselves. We got bikers and gangs taking over, because that was a big thing, and it was in mainly EU, but they pick from EU all the time. So I do consider a lot of it canon unless contradicted.
EU is
Expanded universe.
expanded universe.
After the Star Wars movies, a lot of artists and authors got licensed to create their own stuff for it. A lot of it was good. Not a lot of it was good. Some of it was good. A lot of it was crazy.
Yeah.
Some of it was downright goofy. But there are some things from there that they do pick and choose what they want to bring back into, because they de-canoned the EU. So they said it's all not canon.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they do act as though some things are canon, and they do bring some things back to canon. So unless something's contradicted, I act as though it is still a part of it, as long as it makes sense. And one of the things that happened was there was a general sense of, I forgot the immediate point I wanted to bring up. But yeah, there was in the EU, they talked about it a lot, where now that the Empire's fallen, this gang rises, that gang rises, because Sidious actually had like a, what's it called?
Stable life.
He had a policy of stomping down on crimes and gangs, and he had like destroyed the banking guild and the separatist movement, and they were like a corporate nightmare kind of thing running in their own territory. So like, even though the Empire was evil, they destroyed a lot of other evils that were there, and they brought a general sense of, as long as you follow the rules, you'll be okay. And that was something that a lot of people would trade their freedom for. So I do like that they brought up, at least they showed rather, what a consequence of Empire falling was. Do you have anything written down?
The first thing I wrote head was the butthead guy.
Yeah.
I forgot. It's a species that I've seen before in this, but not that butthead.
I've seen. Yeah. I thought they were Twi'leks, and I think they are. No.
No.
Because I know the females have a more smoothed out forehead, but I think the males have the more buddish, like, frontal lobe Twi'lek thing. I think it is. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
Because in the original Star Wars, Jabba the Hutt, his right-hand man is one of those guys. And I always assumed he was a Twi'lek. But just a male Twi'lek. But I think we see some in the animated series, and the males have that kind of thing where the females' tails, the head tail thingies start back here. And so you don't really see it, but the males start here. That's why you see like a frontal extrusion looking thing.
And also the guy who he went to for information at that place, the CGI on that guy's face was great.
Yeah.
It was really
a
good.
lot of it was practical effects.
Yeah, I could tell that they used practical effects, but then added CGI onto it.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they had like a guy pulling like a switch to turn sides.
Yeah. But yeah, I was very happy with that, because I could tell that they blended the practical and the CGI to make an actually good, convincing face.
And they did everything possible to make that guy unlikable before Mando left him to be eaten alive.
Right? Oh gosh.
That is brutal.
No.
Because, I mean, it is one of those things, like you're saying, the screenwriter things, where like you want to do something brutal, you have to make sure that they deserve it as far as the audience is concerned. He shoots that fighter who's about to win, then he threatens to take it from his dead body. He's like, no, I usually have to find you guys, pull you out of your holes, like make him as grimy and evil as possible.
Yeah.
Something else I had written down was the dent in Boba Fett's helmets. That's the big thing about his, is he's got the green color and orange color scheme.
The green and the red right around his visor.
Yeah, and that dent, originally it was actually mostly animated. It was supposed to be because Cad Bane took in Boba Fett after Jango Fett, his clone dad, got killed, and Boba was with him for a long time. But then they had a falling out, and they were gonna like get into Western quick draw, and they both draw, and Cad gets killed. But Cad also shot Boba, but he survived because of the helmet, and it's sort of like the helmet rolling away, and it had a dent on it. So that was how the dent was supposed to have gone there, but that never got animated, so not canon. But that's what was supposed to happen. So it's one of those things where we still don't know what happened.
Yeah.
But Cad was really cool.
I thought when he said, jumping ahead a little bit, when he's talking to the villagers about teaming up with the Tuskens, that he was saying, basically you have to draw first blood for them to break the truce. I thought that was going to be foreshadowing, because I don't know, just the way it was worded.
Yeah, the way he said it was really like heavy.
It's one of those things that is kind of, Yeah, but there are real life scenarios that are true to that, where it's like we will keep our word no matter what. We won't be the ones to break our word. So it puts the burden on them. So that way, if anything happens, it's extremely justified whatever happens next.
Yes.
So I think that's the reasoning. And real life scenarios is a lot like that. A lot of times, like when natives and Western settlers had this truce, it was like we won't do anything unless you do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, did anybody notice that Boba Fett in the last panel kind of looked like dying Darth Vader from the original?
Oh.
He looks messed up.
Yeah. Oh my god.
He was eaten by a Sarlacc.
Yeah.
So I think partly it could be that he straight up just got dissolved in something.
Yeah, stomach acids.
But the thing is, in this episode where he gets eaten, the movie, it straight up says Sarlacc pit executions were considered extremely brutal because you were more likely to die of starvation because it takes 1,000 years for a Sarlacc to digest anybody, is what they said. Which because they sit there in the sand, this gaping hole with like teeth around it, it's a mouth.
Yeah.
And it's got tentacles around, and just sits there for one day, something to come by and fall into the pit. So it's extremely long metabolism because it just sits there forever.
Right.
Yeah. It's interesting how they make creatures, but they also make like weird things like their digestion makes sense.
Yeah.
Like in those scenarios where what they're doing is cool.
Yeah, it's the difference between imagining a crazy world and imagining a crazy world in detail. It's way harder. You can, like, there's some movies that do it well. I can't think of any right now that have this beautiful, expansive looking world. But once you get into it, there's not much there. And there's not much detail, and there's no lore to any of this. It's just there to look cool because it's like an artist hit it, but like somebody who actually thinks about a world didn't hit it. Something like that. But Lucas had both, where you could make a beautiful world, but also everything had a reason for why it was the way it was. Right down to why this has this kind of engine. He thought of it.
Yeah. Wow.
Anything else?
Thinking mine. Yeah, I was just thinking, like, how old is Boba by now? He's like 50? At least 50.
I want to say 70s.
70?
Okay, wait, we can actually map this out. He was cloned in the prequels.
In the prequels.
So the prequels take place 30 years before Star Wars.
Yeah, and he was a kid when Anakin was Anakin, Jedi Anakin.
He was accelerated like early on, but I think he straight up just aged normally. Because yes, Jango Fett specifically said he wanted a kid that was not modified, so he grew at a normal rate. So he's born in the prequels, but in the prequels he was like 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
So I'll call it like 10. So he's 10, and then 30 years forward,
That's
Empire.
Luke and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So
And then he gets eaten by the pit.
So he's 40, he gets eaten by the pit, and then 30 years... No, it isn't 30 years. He's get eaten by the pit, and then Empire eventually falls, so that's like 10 or so years. So he's like around 50-something.
50, okay.
Yeah, 50-something. He also played... the guy who plays Boba Fett here, he also played the father of Aquaman.
Oh, it's the same guy. Oh.
Yeah, I knew you'd recognize him from that. Yeah. He takes off very heavily, I think, from is it Samoan culture, Polynesian culture? He and Jason Momoa got along with that. They did a haka at the red carpet event for the Aquaman showing.
Oh,
a haka
cool.
being a war dance, kind of, or a celebratory dance, I believe, for their people. It was pretty cool.
That's cool.
Nice.
You have anything written down? I have written down.
I'm done.
I'm good.
I went through all my stuff.
In that case, I just wanted to say, yeah, the pearl, you could find a pearl in KOTOR 1, I believe, and the pearl is like this huge thing for the Tusken Raiders, because Krayt Dragons are legendary. But they kill this with explosive. Imagine how it was back in the day when like a hero managed to kill one.
Yeah.
Nobody knows how, but they kill one. But like that. We got to see the Tuskens using their staff to clean the teeth of that thing.
Yeah.
So basically, it's... some people straight up said, "Oh, so it's just a toothbrush that they carry around."
Yeah.
But
It's like a bat
yeah, I
that
like
has
to,
a purpose.
Yeah, I like to think that it's like a shepherd's crook, right? The shepherd's got that to not only walk around, but also likes to signal the sheep up high. But also, if it came down to it, you could use it to hit something with its shepherd's crook. So it's like it's a multi-purpose tool, but it's also became a symbol of their people because they use the bantha so much. So yeah,
Cool.
I don't know where they get the guns or how they make those though.
No.
But I think that's it that we have.
Yeah.
I hope we get to see Cobb again, but maybe not.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for watching. If you guys liked what you saw here, please leave a like below. Please leave comments if we got anything wrong. Love to discuss it, especially anything Star Wars. It's really fun. And subscribe if you want to see more. Not sure when these episodes are going to go out on a regular schedule, but until then, follow the Twitter and we'll let you know anything from there. Thank you guys again. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.